This is a diary of Mr. Bitches. This entry correlates to a comic depicting Mr. Bitches and his final confrontation with Mr. House. April 14th, 2281. Did something I really ain't feeling good about the last couple days. I killed Mr. House. I don't even know what to really say about it, so I'll try my hardest here. We've been in full swing, doing the heavier work for the NCR the last couple days, and that Colonel Cassandra Moore is a real hard-ass at the dam. Wanted me to wipe out the great cons and call it a day, and I ain't really want to do all that. These factions and their beef with each other seems to get more real each day when one motherfucker's telling me to wipe out the other. And it's one of the main reasons I stopped working with House. It had been a while since I'd seen him after my massive crash out. Eventually, I went back to see what was up, hoping he wasn't gonna rip my head off. And he didn't. Seems he moved on, asking me if I was ready to keep pushing forward with his plans. He ain't even mentioned how many days I'd been away, and he ain't even insult me this time. Part of me felt like maybe he understood that he was really pushing my buttons when we last spoke, and decided to back off a little. He told me to check out Gomorrah and see what they was up to. I did. Nothing good, like you'd expect. I lit the place up like a Christmas tree, getting banned immediately after. But they was planning on carpet bombing half the strip, so I ain't feel all too guilty about causing a ruckus. Pero cuando yo viene para hablar con House and ask what was next, he told me I had to get rid of the Brotherhood of Steel Freaks. And he meant all of them. Y otra vez, I just felt like this crazy dread. Like the same dread I felt when I powered up his damn robot army. And I felt so fucking done, man. I ain't tweak on him. I nodded, said I'd do it, and left. Upset as hell, I just left. Now it feels like my mind's really made up, staying closer to the NCR while all this mess goes down. I don't want to kill all those people. I don't give a fuck what thems did or what their beef is with anybody out here. I know those people in the Brotherhood. I've helped them. Worst of all, I know that even if some of thems is war criminals, a chunk of thems is scientists, youngins, mothers, fathers, doctors. Thems is just people. And a lot like the NCR, they just following orders and just trying to do what they think is best for the Mojave, whether I understand it or not. I don't understand half the shit that goes on out here. I ain't never been the brightest bulb, but I know thems is humans. So many of them. And if I was to really pull the plug, really take them all down, well, I don't think the Lord would ever find a way to forgive me for that. And I wouldn't blame him. I don't think I'd ever have forgiven myself by the time I had to face him on Judgment Day. Even thinking about all this makes me want to cry until I throw up and my fucking eyeballs fall out of my skull. And so it brings us back to Sergeant Bitch Tits, Colonel Moore. I ain't kill no great Khan like she asked. I figured I could reason with them, and I did just that. It was a little intense at times. While coming through with Craig, there was quite a couple instances that the looks was less than unsavory. Got to a point where some dude asked if I knew I was traveling with a fucking murderer. And man, you know the strength it took me not to start barking at the fuck like a dog with rabies. Craig saw it in my eyes and shook his head at me. Told me to leave it alone, and he's right. Just 'cause I'm so fond of him don't erase what happened all those years ago. So we solved the beef with the cons, convinced them that the Legion really is pure evil, that it was no good being shacked up with the sick fucks. Somehow in the middle of it all, I'd met this strange boy with a contraption on his head, telling me he could see into the future. It was odd, but I entertained him, feeling bad that he was out on the streets with some kind of mental disorder. Gave him mad caps, all the Nuka-Cola I had, along with all the snacks I was carrying. As for what he told me, it was pretty alarming. Something about head trauma, running from something, but still being dealt a lucky hand despite it all. And he told me the hurt wasn't over, that soon I'd be in a great deal of pain. I guess, though, like any other fortune teller could have told me, I already know my heart gonna be hurt until the day that I die. So I ain't really thinking too much about what he said. After fixing things with the cons, more tells me house has to go next. I felt uneasy, but I was on autopilot. Like half my body was telling me this makes sense and it had to get done. So I went back to the Lucky 38. Opened that side door I always been curious about, sprinting past the Securitrons best I could to avoid getting my ass hairs seared off. Down into another elevator I went, deep into the building. Doors open to a long corridor, and I walk down. At the end of it all, there's like this pod. Opened it with the terminal, and it all became clear. It opens up, and there he is, the man himself, Mr. House, shriveled up, dry like a raisin, convulsing and twitching, hooked up to all these tubes and wires, what was keeping him alive. That feeling in the pit of my stomach again. I don't think I was crying, but I felt like it. Like I wanted to break down right then and there over what I was looking at, my heart beating so fast it could have popped out of my chest. He asked me why I was doing this, his voice slow, raspy, strained. I managed to tell him that this was it for us. It had to be this way, and I was sorry. I could have left his brain working, but that sounds like a fate worse than death. To live life for the next 100 years, truly unable to move, to act, to work, stuck in that tank with all of your thoughts, regrets, and not a thing to do about it. Not even blow your fucking brains out. So I killed him. When it was done, I stepped back and yacked all over the floor. Then another thought, I need a fucking drink. Craig was concerned, waiting for me in the penthouse, asking if I wanted to talk about it. Said I just wanted to go home. Took a couple shots before the walk to the bunker. When we got to the bunker, took several more shots and broke down into pieces. I sobbed and I sobbed. He just stood there and held me, saying things I was too distraught to even process. He stood by my side all night. I was in and out of complete silence or drowning in a pool of my own tears, trying to find the words for him of what I was feeling. Some point I was drunk as hell, telling him to fuck me. Could you believe the motherfucker told me no? Well, I'm glad he did. I was drunk out of my mind, and hurt even worse, and he knew that. He's starting to get how I operate. It's terrifying. Usually when he holds me in the night, it's only after we got done jumping each other's bones. Today, he just held me the moment we was laid down. I felt like a paper doll in his arms, leaning, slumped over, falling into him while he held me up, me, drunk, high, and weak. I took some Med-X before we laid up whenever he wasn't looking. Ain't the first time I done that, but it's been a while. And man, did it feel fucking insane. Knocked me right on my ass, it did. I woke up at about 6 a.m. to pee. My vision was so blurry, the room spinning. Shocked I wasn't nauseous to all fuck. When I came back to the bed, Craig grabbed me by my wrist, pulling me in. He wrapped his big arms around me, kissing me. Felt like I was melting into him. Started getting frantic. Next thing you know, we was fucking like rabbits again. Think he wanted to wait till I was mostly sober. And I'm glad, but man did I need him. Needed him to fuck some sense into me. Needed to feel like I was human, like I was worthy. Or like I could be thankful, even still, for being alive and feeling these emotions and sensations, no matter how painful it is to feel them sometimes. To be here, to be present, and to experience life for what it is. I'm like House. Whatever he had become, a shell of what once was a powerful man. There's something deep in me, this dread and this pain I feel for what I did. House wasn't nobody to me. He wasn't my daddy, not my uncle, not even my fucking friend. But he, in a way, saved my life through Victor all those months ago. Even if it was just to be the fuckhead courier who got him his chip, he saved my damn life. And for a while, he gave me purpose, work, bossed me around, told me stories about the past if I ever asked. In a lot of ways, he reminded me of my old man back home, a calculated, cold, and intelligent man. A man who could have any soul fascinated or infatuated with his charm, shrouded in that same intensity that makes it hard to ever know what he's really thinking. And I can't help but to feel all those things: sadness, regret, confusion, and like I miss my dad. Like House was the closest reminder, outside of the cross I bear on my chest, of a love I'll never be able to understand. House had no love for me, no respect either, I don't think. But he saved my life, and I just went and took his. I can't keep thinking about this. I can't do it right now.